Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. Well, as you can hear, probably it's overtaken me, this chest infection and a little bit of a cold, and I've only had it well, not so long ago if you go back, cast your mind back, and I really don't know where I've caught it from. The only one I know who was coughing was in work by the person that I support. Well, I think it's just been passed on, and unfortunately I go away next week, and hopefully I can shrug this off, because it's nothing worse than travelling with a bit of a chest infection, is there? No, there isn't. Anyway, I was at the doctor's yesterday, and lo and behold, he didn't want to give me anything and said it wasn't a chest infection. But you know, when you know better, you know, I think it just come a day early, because I'm wheezing. I wasn't wheezing that much with him when he was checking it out, and I think that's when he said, oh no, there's no sign. Following day, yeah, what more could you expect? And typical. And what he said, you wouldn't believe this, well, if you go into Cyprus and it does actually turn into a chest infection, you're all right there, because you can buy the antibiotics over the counter. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Anyway, there you go. I hope when you were out and about today, you had a fantastic tournament or summer league, and you're all carried on with your REFspect on and off the field of play, because it's very important, you know. It really is. As we said yesterday's show, we need to keep our referees within the game. It's nice to know that the county FAs are getting more and more referees in there, and before we know it, we won't have enough space for referees. So put your name down quickly and get your name on the sheet and do the course as well, because there is a few bob to be made, as we talked about yesterday. And you're only young, so yeah, make up for it. Whether you want to go that little bit further, whether you want to go down levels, which is better for yourselves to improve your skills, that's entirely up to yourself. But I know leagues are taking the referees on left, right and centre, so there's plenty of referees out there. And I think if we cast our minds back last year, we were just seeing all over social media, and we were seeing organisations really pushing it, really pushing it about referees, not having enough referees, and you know, it's worked out. Everyone's, because of the behaviour that I put that down to, because of the good behaviour now, I think people are getting the message across to other people that it's not worth it. It's kids football. Why ruin the game on kids football? Why have a go at the referee? Regardless, you know, where'd you get this? We want the cup, they cheated us out the cup and all that. It's not like that, it really isn't. It's grassroots football, and you know, to me, I'm very proud of these. We worked our way through. I did not know, and I didn't believe that my team would go on and win 2 trophies by the end of the season. I'm just, honestly, as I said yesterday, I'm ecstatic, but I'm just saying to you, it just shows you what you can do if you can coach the kids, develop the kids. And these kids haven't kicked a ball. There was 1 or 2 who had a little bit of experience, but not that much, and the improvement out of them, wow, just unreal. It really is. It's the way to be, and that's what we want with the kids, and they're all enjoying themselves. And I think if you saw my social media posts at the end of the year, where the kids were so ecstatic about winning, and even our goalkeeper, and it was put out in slow motion, and that just gives you the feeling of, wow, amazing. It really does. And that was, it brought home to myself and Soph that these kids have actually been born now. They are a football team, because we were struggling right the way through. You just need to get them together with attitudes, because kids wake up with bad attitudes, we know that. And if you're a parent, my God, I think you all should know exactly what it is. But you've got to treat them right. You've got to treat the kids with respect as well, and they will give that back to you 100%. I'll tell you that now. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. And you know, that's what the sadness part, that I've had to step down because I want to do other things as well. The reason I was stepping down, I've told you a million times, is because I was fed up with the admin. I'm fed up with all the work that you really do have to do to make sure that you get a kids team. And I understand about safeguarding and DBS and I understand about courses, but what I don't understand is, not for the likes of me, but all these managers and coaches who are going out and spending their own money on safeguarding courses, on DBS checks, all because they want to make sure that these kids can be developed in a team. I want DBS and safeguarding, but it's the money side of things. And then the admin about getting the photographs, getting the emails, contacting the parents. You're doing a lot of work there for the FA, you really are. These are the governing bodies and the whole game system. Anyone who knows what you have to do to get on that whole game system is just unreal. And they are making it easier for leagues as well, but they're making it harder for volunteer coaches and managers to run teams. Now, God knows how many teams. I was talking to Wayne, and they're on Jennings Football Academy, and he said he's running every team. He has to put that in by the end of the next season. I'll tell you now, he will want help. He will be pulling his hair out. He'll be asking managers to put their own team in, because 15 teams and you've got to put every single photograph in, date of birth, contact details, you name it, they have to put it in. Then they have to get the insurance, then they pay the affiliation to make sure that everything is above board. Then you've got to get the coaches in, then you've got to make sure that the coaches got the right attributes towards the kids. Honestly, it really is tough. And then you go to the league, then when you had your game of football, you know, this is without your sponsorship. You still need sponsorship to get the kids in. You need to get these kids going to make sure that these kids have got a team. And this is the work that you have to put behind it. And boy, it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. Now, I know there's a lot of coaches out there that get paid doing this, and that's fine. If you're a paid coach, no problem whatsoever. But the millions of volunteers out there who are doing this all, they're absolutely zilch and getting, excuse me, getting stick as well. And, you know, if any of their parents are untoward the referee or to the opposition, they're dragged in, and it'll be a fine where they're failing to control their parents, which is scandalous. It really is. You know, there's no court, it's just, this is your fine. You will not get away without a fine, I assure you. And I think that's wrong. And I want to sort of put that in perspective. Well, now I'm unaffiliated with the County FA because I've got no teams there. The affiliation will go towards Jennings Football Academy because we passed them on to them, and I'll still be keeping a check on the two teams because they're absolutely wonderful. Know all the kids respect me, I respect the kids, and the mums and dads as well, and I see them all. And it's just that we gave these kids a chance to play football. We really did, and they returned the favours, didn't they? This is what they done, not just for themselves, but for all the parents, the mums and dads, and for the coaches as well. And the committee, I must admit, it's been a pleasure with these kids, honestly, it really has. And as I say, it's a sad moment where I'm stepping down because I want to continue the work we've done across the line, making sure that we keep our referees winning the game and make sure that the kids on the football pitch are protected, because we have these referees as the targets. Now, everyone who shouts, you know, the irate parents and spectators and coaches who shout and scream at the referee, they're failing to forget to understand that it's the kids in the middle that need the protection, because they listen to the mums and dads, spectators, having a right old go at the referee. They're the target. The kids in their heads will scare a lot away from it, plus the fact it'll also teach the kids to have a go at the referee because mum and dad or brother Tony is having a go at the referee and they think it's okay. They're only youngsters, because first and foremost, the parents and your brothers, your sisters and what have you, they're the role models. The family are the role models for the kids first. No one else, not your coach, not your committee. They look towards the parents, and then they'll go home with it, and the parents will drum things into their heads, and they'll take that in. When they take that to a game, and there's umpteen times where you see parents shouting and screaming, what did I tell you? You know, the coach is there to, you know, what we've been working on training, and you hear the parents shouting, what did I tell you last night, what to do, where to be, get up. They take over, and then that kid is confused, totally confused. We don't want that. We don't want it, you know. And that's the message we want to portray towards the parents, to stand back and let the kids play. There's no need to shout and scream towards a referee, towards the child, where they should be doing, what they should be doing. No need. encouragement. The only one encouragement I can see with parents is the goalkeeper. You know, clapping the goalkeeper, there you go, pick it up. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, because that is learning the kid. That really is learning the child. It's hard on a football pitch themselves. You know, our goalie, honestly, he started off that he didn't want to play, suffers with a bit of autism as well, and you have to get through to that. You have to make him understand in a nice way as well that everyone's on side, because if you think that that child, if someone says, oh, why don't you pick it, why don't you dive at that, goes into a shell, and that's it, and it's hard to get him out of it. So you've got to understand there's ways of shouting things and encouraging the kids to play. And lucky enough, that's all proven. He's my busy mate and everything like that now, and sometimes he wouldn't listen to you. Now I can talk to him, and that's through mums and dads, where they're saying as well, look, respect your coach, listen, don't have a go, don't shout back, and respect each other. And we say the same things, so when the parents understand what you're saying to the child, you do the same thing, but they do the same thing, and it works. And it really does motivate the child to become better, and they start thinking good behaviour reaps rewards. It really does, you know, and teamwork does as well. So anyway, what we want is to make sure that all the kids who are refereeing out there as well are enjoying it, and that's through good encouragement. Leaving the referee, do you know what, when we've had our games and I go to the referee and we start giving, now we mark a referee on the whole game system. I think it's wrong, I really do. And you know, why are we marking the referees if we've not done the course, and yet you don't referee? It doesn't make sense. I think people know where I'm coming from. But I won't give every referee 100, because if they're making a few mistakes and all that, that's great. And what you do, you put down a little bit lower, and I always make a comment of what just needs to be improved. These are young referees, by the way. The experienced referees can do no wrong. We all know that. They're brilliant. No, but it helps, and then I'll even talk to Connor, referee liaison officer, and I'll just explain, could do with a little bit more encouragement, could do with a little bit more of this and that, and he takes it on board. You know, and assessors could take that on board as well. And honestly, if you see a referee who's out of the league, they're only young, and you can tell that they're struggling, really, really struggling. You can't give 100 marks, can you? You can't give 100 marks, because that defeats the object, because the league will then say, right, that's brilliant, everyone's liking this referee, fantastic, and you're doing the referee no favours whatsoever, because the referee is going out there, not knowing, no confidence, and thinking everyone's on his side. Well, they're 100% on their side, and the only marks that I give is just to say where they need improvement, if they can do that, so assessors can see that. And the league referee liaison officer can work on it as well, and that's worked. That really does. And obviously, people will give 100 when they've won, and they'll give 70 when they've lost. I know that. No, not me. If they deserve 100, they get 100. If there's a little bit, the same referee I've given 100 to, I've given 100 to all the time. If I've given 100, then there's no qualms whatsoever. But it's just good. It's just good to encourage more referees to do this. They can work on it, and then the referee liaison officer can go back and say, look, just be a little bit stronger. I'll even talk to a referee and say, be stronger on the whistle. You're the one with the power. Blow that whistle, make the kids hear it, and then explain to the kids why you've blown that whistle. It works a treat all the time. And the parents know as well. Rather than you will get a referee who's softly blowing the whistle and the kids can't hear, parents can't hear, and then you'll always hear that question, what was that for? You know, so I'm working all round, and I want to work all round with them, not against them. I want to support them, and we can do that. And I take more time, and I'll step down to encourage more referees and get them more games, and work with the referee liaison, Steve Price, who I've really got a great relationship with. When people get in contact with us to get a referee for the game, it works 100%, I assure you. But everything is good in the football world, where we're coming from. Don't cross the line, established 2003, bringing people together since 2003, got a great reputation, and we work together with everyone. We want to bring everyone together. We don't want to sort of segregate everyone except the IRA parents and spectators. Then we will segregate them until we get them the best out of them. And we will. We really, really will, because we keep approaching the parents in a nice way. We don't police it. We don't say, you, get away, you, don't come back here again. That really riles them. You've got to explain to them and say, look, it's your child, it's other parents' children as well. You need to encourage them. You need to get behind them. The kid will be a better player. We've proven it. Honestly, 2 years and we've proven it. Just what you can do to develop a child in their football game. It's just amazing, honestly, and that is all I'm asking all these coaches and managers, is work together with the parents, get the parents together, tell them beforehand, in your WhatsApp group, whatever group you may have, that you expect good behaviour from the sidelines. You do not want any parents shouting and screaming towards their children, their own child, telling them where to be, and having a go with the referee. If you do that every game, it suddenly drums into them, and then if they are outstanding and start saying, this is wrong, that's wrong, then you approach them on the day. I've done that many a time. All the parents will tell you what I'm like. I'll pull them and just say, can you calm it down? There's no need for all this. And it works. It works. You don't tell the kids, you tell the parents, because the parents will then shout and it'll rub off on their child thinking, oh, this is funny, that's funny. Honestly, the kids that if you got them together, the difference we've made to them, and to me, I just think it's outstanding what we've done. I really do, and I just appreciate every moment that those children have brought us. Yeah, we've had some bad times, you know what I mean, and some bad scores, but they've developed, they've played, and it's not all about losing, and I don't understand that. The game is not all about win at all costs. It shouldn't be. You can't do. You know, if you lose, you lose. The kids are used to losing. That's great. That is great, because now you get teams where I've seen that they don't lose, and every one of them, when they lose their first game, wow, it's the worst thing in the world. It really is. They can't stand it. They've never lost. So it's good to lose games in a sense. You know, that's part of development in football. And look at all the professionals. You know, they win, lose or draw. You know, when no one can win all the time. So we need to get that message across to all the kids. And that's part of development. And attitudes is a big part of development, I assure you. Attitudes have to be right. If you haven't got a good attitude on a child out there and he disrupts all the other kids, that is poor. You need to work on good attitudes, and you need to go to the parents, not sort of say you're gone and all this. Work and work and work, and the kids will understand in the end that it's better to behave and be a team player than it is to misbehave and then be taken out of the team and lose everything. They understand in the end. These are under sevens, by the way. So imagine the under eights now. They've got to learn everything, develop together. And I'm sure Sophie will get some friendlies going very soon. Get the kids playing. And I'm sure that'll come next week. I'll get in touch with her and see if she wants to, you know, to keep the kids going, keep them motivated, ready for the new kits as well. And the new sponsor, no doubt. We put to our sponsor, Aintree Sofas, who've been brilliant with the community, but they can't keep going on. If businesses struggle, then, you know, things happen in the community where they have to say, well, we have to cut down a little bit now, we're not doing as much. And that's fantastic, that's fair, you know, because over the years, without those sponsors, we couldn't have done what we done with the kids. We couldn't. And what happens, the kids were portraying the REFspect as well, all over their shirts, making sure that we gave a good message to the referee as well. And that's what we need in grassroots football, not just in junior leagues, in tournaments, in summer leagues, in grassroots leagues in winter. We need all that REFspect on and off the field of play. You need to encourage the referee as well. You need to forget that the referee is on the field of play and just encourage the kids to play. When they make a great shot or even a mistake, encourage them. That's what we want. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, you know. It's a long game. Things can happen. And that's the way we want to see grassroots football, because it's the pride. It's the pride of all coaches and managers if the kids perform like that and they do them proud. They all smile at the end. That's the difference. That's what I want to see in grassroots football. Okay, we're going to do a little show either Monday and Tuesday just to say a little goodbye, because as you know, this is probably the last Sunday show until the 23rd of June when I'm back from Cyprus. Hopefully I'll get rid of this chest infection or cold, whatever it may be. But I'm plodding on, I'm doing my thing, and I don't give up, and I never give up. And that's why we have been a really, really solid campaign within grassroots football. Don't Cross the Line is here to stay. And we'll be back again on the 21st with our young commentators, but I'll do a little show on the Tuesday just to say farewell. No more shows for a couple of weeks, but we will be back, and we'll be back stronger, and we're going to have a lot of guests coming in the show, especially over this headlock. And I'm sure everyone will be rubbing their hands now saying, good, I'm going to have my say. Until the meantime, put your feet up, relax, enjoy all your football. We'll see you when you get back. From myself, Mal Lane, and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, REFspect programme, No Ref, No Game, and our Hearts of Gold initiatives, which we'll do more about that just when I come back. Just having a little break for now. Good night, God bless.